Yesterday I was able to meet up with our local Dahua rep, and he was kind enough to let me borrow a couple cameras. So today I'm gonna unbox and take a look at the Dahua 2x2 megapixel dual sensor IR camera. It's a little mini dome, and I've got an Axis mini dome that I'm gonna compare it to just so you have a reference point. Hey there, how are you today? If you're new to the channel, I'm Sean with Accent Alarms. I have about 25 years experience designing, installing, and servicing quality, long-lasting automatic gate systems. By automatic gate system, I mean I work on gates, gate operators, cameras, access control, and wired and wireless connectivity. And I've recently added video production to the list of things I do. I'd love to get your feedback, good or bad, down in the comments section, and please take a second to click on that subscribe button. It really helps us out when you do. Keep your head on a swivel and be safe out there. Alright, let's take a look here. So you get your standard software, little template. Coupler, mounting screws, security wrench. Well, it is not a security one, but I don't know that that matters these days because everyone can buy the security screws from the box stores. So here you go. So I've got an Axis M3024-LVE here. So both brands, Axis and Dahua, have 3 product lines. So Axis has the M, their entry level, the P for professional, and Q's their top of the line. Dahua also has 3. This one is from their Pro line, which is the middle line, and this is a 720 and this is a 1080. This one is a single sensor, this one's dual sensors. So in theory, all other things being equal, this one should be cheaper. Let's kind of, I mean, they're really pretty similar. They're both aluminum construction, about the same size. A little more cable with that one to feed in, but typically I run my cable right up to the camera anyway, so this actually turns out to be a headache for me sometimes because I got to find a place to put that extra at. This one is 2 megapixel sensors, and they're each individually pointable, aimable, whatever the proper word is. So I can aim that one at one direction and this one in another direction. They're both IR. So let's take a look at the cut sheets because really they're relatively similar in style and size. So let's just take a look here. So here I got the Dahua cut sheet, and here I have the Axis cut sheet. So both of them use MAP pricing, so I'm not going to advertise any price different than that, but this is typically pretty close to what you see. $500, $550, in that price range. You can see the minimum advertised price for Axis M3024-LVE is $549. The MAP price for the Dahua is $400. So the Axis is about 37% more. So let's look at these cut sheets. So, you know, as I said, this is Dahua's mid-range product line, the Pro, and the Axis is the M line, which is their entry. So right away we know the features on this will probably be better than the features on the Axis. So let's take a look here. So to start with, we've got two 2 megapixel CMOS sensors versus one megapixel sensor for the Axis. Whoa. So I get a dual stream encoder per channel. So I get two 2 megapixel channels. So that's an advantage to the Dahua. The Dahua has H.264 and H.264. This one has 2 megapixels, 30 frames per sensor. They both have 2.8mm fixed lenses, so the view will be roughly the same per sensor, but remember you get 2 here and another megapixel of resolution per sensor. I got an advantage here. This is their Starlight technology for low light. That's probably equal though. They both have, actually no. Dahua has wide dynamic range and true day-night. It's got a built-in microphone, intelligent video. They actually have an advantage on the IRs. So the Axis looks like it has 2 IRs, and the Dahua you can see has a whole slew of them around there. So these are rated for 66 feet, and these are rated for 33 feet. Although 66 feet with a 2.8mm lens is going to be a long ways away. They're both IK10 vandal resistant, and you can tell they feel similar. The Dahua is IP67, which means it can be immersed in water 6 to 40 inches, whereas the Axis is IP66, which means it's water resistant if you spray it at it. Here's a big teller here. So the Dahua has a 5-year warranty. That's pretty impressive, industry leading, and Axis is 3 years. Let's see if anything else jumps out at me. You can see here I marked the memory. So the memory on the Axis is 256 128 flash. On the Dahua it's 512 256, so double the memory. We already talked about that. As far as features in the camera, both cameras have motion. The Dahua has tripwire built into it, intrusion. They both have scene change. The Dahua has abandoned missing objects and facial detection. So the feature set's a lot nicer on the Dahua, and look at that, it's 37% cheaper for, man, I'd almost say that's double the camera. So now we're going to hook this up and see what the image quality looks like between these two. We have recorded video from the Axis and the Dahua. Note the Dahua has 2 lenses, so we get 2 images. The image is pretty wide. Here we're at 10 feet and doing some digital zoom comparisons. Here's a Dahua at 10 feet. Next we'll take a look at what's going on at 20 feet. You can see this camera is going to detect and maybe observe people further out being about 20 feet with this model because of the wide angle. Here's side by side at 20 and 10 feet. Note that they are digitally zoomed images. Next, I'm going to walk in from about 30 feet up to about 5 feet from the camera with each model. I hope you like my umbrella. I got it so you guys can see the color representation of the cameras. Here we have the Dahua Lens 1. Nope, we don't have that on the Axis, so here's the bonus view, if you will. And I'm walking from 30 feet to about 75 feet is that corner there. I stuck this in here just as a reference. Note the sun wash out on the outside. Here we are at dusk, and you'll note that we're still in color mode, and I would expect to see that most of the time if you have some porch lighting, spot lighting, parking lot lighting, that sort of thing. It has to be pretty dark for this thing to switch over to black and white or IR mode. We'll look at that next though. Here's the image when it's essentially pitch black out at night. You can see I can barely see the ground. I'm under my covered deck, so I did that on purpose so we wouldn't get any ambient lighting. The only lighting we're really picking up is off that light post on my stair lighting. As pointed out, the Dahua has much better IR lighting than the Axis. You can really see it here, and especially when I switch to lens 1. I wanted you to see what this would look like at about 5 feet with no light. Here I moved the Axis camera to match the lens 1 of the Dahua, and you can see the Dahua does a considerably better job further out. Here I just threw in a short clip of me approaching the camera as I adjusted the other camera. This is what you would get if someone was kind of walking up to your doorway. Next, I'm going to look at a couple places where this would be a good application for this camera. Anywhere you wanted to see 180 degrees with these two lenses would be perfect. You can see my trailer, I can only see one way. Hey there, I'm Sean with Accent Alarms. Keep your head on a swivel and be safe out there.